everybody. This is Rod Melton, the Book of Mormon Evidence Guy, and I'm here with my good friend Cardon Ellis from Ward Radio.
What's up, guys?
And he just delivered an awesome presentation here at our Firm Foundation Expo.
Thank you.
And but he's here from LA to beautiful rainy Utah. And anyway, we've had some fun things going on here since the last time you were at our conference, and our tent blew off the mountain and everything. It was great.
I was just making sure the bottom of my shoes looks okay. Like, I've been walking through some muddy puddles and stuff. I don't want to be. It's like when girls have Louboutins on set and there's like a scuff on the red sole. You know, I don't want to mess it up.
It's like your pavement princess truck or something. You know, you never want to get dirty. You know, because
I've never heard that term, pavement princess.
Yeah, truck. Yeah.
Is that how you make fun of guys that have big trucks?
Big
that's
truck that
funny.
Never gets a speck of dirt.
A pavement princess.
Off the pavement, you know.
I'm gonna have to use that. Okay.
There you go.
Is that what you call the Mesoamerican guys? The pavement princesses.
Could.
I love it.
They never want to step off that platform.
Dude, that's funny.
Anyway, no, but listen, you get some crazy stuff to share with us. Some cool stuff, some programs you've got going on. One of the things I was just really impressed with is this missionary outreach thing that you guys are doing.
No, I can take no credit for that. I do believe Word Radio is definitely a catalyst for helping that happen.
Yeah.
But
what is it? A lot of people are not going to know what that is. So
okay. So yeah, it's the Word Radio digital mission, but it runs. The heart and soul of it is truly volunteerism, and it's a great idea that Jonah Barnes, who is one of the co-hosts on our program,
he's awesome.
And you know he's spoken at your conference, and he's done 1 million episodes with me.
He was Batman last time at our conference.
Yes, he will literally dress up as Batman to do his little TED talk, right?
That's awesome.
But it's really like a brainchild of Jonah Barnes mixed with the enthusiasm and the publicity of Cardon Ellis and Ward Radio, put on steroids by a bunch of very dedicated and very enthusiastic digital missionaries that have a chance to do a form of missionary work that is oftentimes overlooked and not, taken advantage of. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's actually pretty simple. A bunch of volunteers with their own money are purchasing very high quantities of very inexpensive Facebook ads in the third world and offering free copies of the Book of Mormon. And then they're doing varying degrees of follow-up with both either the church officially or the mission presidents or the missionaries themselves in order to try and be this collective apparatus that assists in getting people that are interested a free copy of the Book of Mormon. And it's opened up doors that the official church can't open up. It's gotten into homes that would never get touched by traditional avenues of missionary work, and it's yielded baptisms, inactives coming back to the church, people getting sealed that previously weren't in the church, and the fruits are small right now, but every time it's growing, and some of the data that you see is should I sit like this, Ron? You know what I'm saying? I'm lounging in the middle of your
posing.
I'm trying to keep this somewhat classy, right? But yeah, it's
been a long day.
Yeah, it has been a long day.
Yeah.
But it's yielding fruit, for lack of a better term, that is undeniably precious and beautiful, and you're seeing lives change very positively. So yeah, it's cool.
You had quite a number of images of people in white. I mean, with baptisms. What was the one you showed? One. It was what do they call it? White.
Oh yeah, they called it I think it was called the Sabo Blanco or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, again. See, this is so frustrating. Sometimes I don't know how to answer that question because what'll happen is sometimes our contact is through one of these digital missionaries in our digital mission that will get a hold of a missionary who might be on his last 2 weeks in his area.
Yeah.
So he might end up taking one of these referrals and then starting a family on the discussions program, but then it gets handed off to another and that lore is lost.
Yeah.
So sometimes getting a picture of somebody's beginning, middle, and end is very difficult because there's so many people coming and going in the process, all right?
A lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts. Also, the church is doing its own missionary efforts.
Yeah.
So if somebody says they responded to a Facebook ad, you're like, well, is it ours? Is it the church's? Whose is it? So being able to answer questions like the ones you just posed to me right now
is not really
is part of
coming,
actually the latest iteration and development of the World Radio mission. Is now what we're trying to do is actually develop a website so the referrals are kept separate so that we know exactly which referrals are ours, which ones are the churches, so we can follow up on them. And also there's some areas where the church just won't go. Like the church is limited in its resources.
You're talking about a country that I'm not even.
Guinea-Bissau.
I couldn't point to it on a map.
Guinea-Bissau, exactly.
Where is that place?
And that was actually the reason why the first 3 or 4 years of the World Radio mission yielded so few results, because frankly, if the church gets, if it's 18, okay, here's a perfect example. I served in Argentina, okay, in Buenos Aires North, which is the part of South America where all of the land south of the US border was dedicated for the preaching of the gospel in like 1910 or something like that by the first Elder Ballard, right? And the reason why was because so many German ex-members and French ex-members that had come to Buenos Aires during the famines that preceded World War I, and actually probably helped cause the Great War and then World War II. A lot of that social unrest led into widespread immigration to Ellis Island, but if you were rejected there, oftentimes the boat's next stop was Buenos Aires, Argentina. So 85% of Buenos Aires is of Spanish and Italian descent. And then the surrounding provinces, I mean, there's entire provinces where everybody your age still speaks German. In fact, our church sent German-speaking missionaries to Argentina all the way up until 1989. Like you might get called to speak German, right? Or at least have to learn it when you were down there, right? So anyway,
you spoke Spanish, right?
But the reason why that missionary work was opened was because so many expatriated members from Europe found themselves in Buenos Aires in South America, where there was no church, no temple, no even church building. So they started writing letters to Salt Lake City saying, hey, can you please send missionaries here? Can you please send missionaries here? And it took like 20 years of begging or something absurd like that for them to actually finally have the church pay attention and send an official delegation down there to do at least the official act of dedicating the place for the preaching of the gospel, and then finally start sending missionaries. So like the church can't be everywhere all the time, and we're commanded to lift where we stand. So the World Radio Digital Mission is a mission full of volunteers that are trying to lift where they stand, oftentimes in places where the official church can't. And they're good guys. They've got very pure intentions. And I gotta tell you, some of these dudes are giving widow's mites. Like, I won't name them, but one of our missionaries that got seriously measurably quantifiable results lives in a trailer in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude needs the $50 that he's like, you know what I'm saying? That he's like donating, but he's like, boom, that's my widow's mite. And like the gospel has blessed me big time. So I'm doing that. I'm sure his wife's like, can we go to Cheesecake Factory? No, you just blew Cheesecake Factory on another 100,000 impressions. But I mean, even if it
results from it,
even if it gets one baptism, like, so of that White Saturday that you saw, I don't know.
How many people were there? There was 100.
There were 75 baptisms in one day.
75.
And the missionaries are saying for some reason our referrals are blowing up. Now, we don't know if because it's maybe because the Lord is just blessing Nicaragua at the time. We don't know how much of that is us, how much of that is the church. Trying to get those answers is oftentimes very difficult because some of the World Radio missionaries actually program their ads to go straight to the mission department, where they fill out the form there in the church's official church apparatus. Because these aren't super tech savvy people. They're willing to pay for the ads and they're willing to make the Facebook ads on their private account. So, it's not some centralized thing, but they're not going to be busting out a spreadsheet and hiring an assistant to call and follow up like some of the more dedicated missionaries are. There's a guy literally in South Africa who pays like one of his secretaries, like part-time, full-time, something absurd, to actually follow up with them. And I've talked to tech bros that actually want to design a website around this whole thing. It's this permutating blob.
AI to some extent, if they had that availability.
Yeah, it's growing fast. Like the way we do it now is not the way we were doing it 2 months ago, and the way we're going to be doing it 2 months from now is not the way we're doing it now. So sometimes I don't even know how to answer these questions
Yeah.
because I'm like, it's changing. All I can say is that the name of the game is putting money where capitalism and where socialism and where consumerism and all the other isms of this world won't, and only where people that care about folks' eternal worth is, and it's yielding results, and it's an exciting and cool thing to watch, man.
Well, I like the I don't know if you ever heard of the concept.
Should I sit like Justin Trudeau?
Yeah, there we go.
Is that better?
On-
Oh wait, no, he was like
only if
this,
you raise
right?
only if you raise your voice a couple of octaves.
Was it? Oh, jeez. Pavement princess style.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But you probably heard of the third party principle. Basically, when like if I have a product, or if a company has a product and they go out there and tout their product, there's always a kind of a little bit of a standoffish. Okay, but they're directly benefiting because of this product, right?
Okay, I've never heard of it
Okay.
said that way, but it makes sense.
And I mean, really, in a lot of ways, the gospel is kind of like that. The third party principle basically is, God says no unclean thing can enter the kingdom of heaven. We're all down here sinning stuff, doing stupid things. And then so God sent a third party in basically as a go-between us. But when it comes down to marketing, this third party principle is really kind of a cool thing. In fact, someday I'm going to write a book about this, I swear. But because it is a principle of the gospel. But if you have the church comes out and says, hey, come get a Book of Mormon and so forth, there's kind of a perceived self-serving thing about that, right? But if we as members of the church go out there and say, hey, this is something that blesses my life, something that I love, something that I think can bless other people's lives. Now, there's no direct benefit to them for doing that. So it comes across as more authentic. And I think it's more powerful when you have somebody using the third party principle. Just like a referral by somebody to our conference, for example, here is way more powerful if we go out and put on stuff on what we used to with LDS Living magazine, which we had that
brutal
podcast about that together. But but the bottom line is that that's basically what you're doing. You're giving people the opportunity to kind of be that third party and say, hey, you know what? I don't get anything out of this, but I love the gospel and I love Christ.
Yeah.
And I love the Book of Mormon and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a little bit what you're doing there.
Here.
Yeah.
We need to be like yeah, dude, I'm at the Harlander conference. I have to make all these cool American Revolution references, like, here, he speaks truth, pass the amendment. So, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so let's see. There was a couple other things that you were talking about there.
Yeah, hit me.
There's something about a video game, I understand.
Dude, I'm stoked out of my mind.
That's
We're making a video
crazy.
game of the frickin' Book of Mormon.
Because
how rad is that?
I am a total gamer.
Really?
No.
Oh, dude, that's funny. Well, what was crazy is actually,
are you kidding me?
This is what's really interesting.
I am like,
no, bro.
What do you call us?
A jock?
No, boomer.
A boomer. Well, boomers can be gamers, just with Paul.
No, you said what was it called?
Troglodyte, knuckle dragging. No, I'm just
kidding. No, what was it? Oh.
The Democrat.
The stripling warrior boomers. No.
Oh, a stripling boomer.
No. Yeah, stripling boomers.
Yeah, the stripling boomers.
Stripling boomers.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a stripling boomer, okay?
Okay, cool.
I don't play video games. I mean, I could probably count on one hand. I've watched my kids and my son-in-law.
No, but come on. You played Pong. Did you play foosball as a kid?
I mean, I played like Pong. Okay, this is how
Pong,
old I am.
yeah, Pong.
This is how old I am. Pong was the first game I ever played.
Rock on. On the old Atari, like 5000.
Invaders was a thing for me.
So you're a gamer, just a different decade, bro.
I sucked at it, and so I never really got into it because although I did play. There was one that had little rocks, and you blast the rocks. Asteroids. So that's as much gaming as I've really done. I mean, we had some Atari stuff.
So full disclosure, I'm not a gamer either. And this is the wild thing. I had a couple of
gamers in here.
No, dude. Ethan is enough of a gamer for all of us. Okay. But the truth is that growing up, my mom wouldn't let me play video games.
Yeah, we
She
had
was
strict restrictions.
Yeah, she
on
was a
my
public
kids.
educator,
Don't.
and she saw the stats. No television in the room of a kid, no video games at my house.
Yeah.
If you want to watch movies, you're gonna watch the classics. And by that, she meant Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals. I literally watched every Disney movie and every Rodgers and Hammerstein musical out there. It's absurd. Like my dad, every once in a while, he'd be like, "Can we at least like throw in Predator or something?" You know, like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
I could only play video games if it was like a sleepover or I was at my cousin's house, and for like an hour if it was raining outside, right? But educational games, oh, whatever. So anything on the Apple IIc Plus,
Oh, really?
Oregon Trail, Paperboy was about as gamer as it got.
Yeah.
But Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? You remember those as well, right?
Yeah.
I was allowed to play all of those video games, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of developed a love for educational video games, not just because that was sometimes the only avenue I had, because my mom being a teacher, she didn't allow us to play Super Nintendo, but anything on the Apple IIc Plus we could play that was educational. So in all these hours that she would be volunteering with these extra students, I would be oftentimes playing these video games. And then once I made it to college, once I was in high school, I inherited an old Nintendo 64 that my dad and my mom loosened up and let me play a little bit. But I was more into the social games like GoldenEye and games that your friends could come over to play.
Yeah.
And then once I was in college, I did get good at one game, Halo 2, just because it was a social game.
Yeah.
And we would actually we would sponsor events because I noticed, okay, this game doesn't remove a man from society and it doesn't isolate a young man just playing against a machine. It actually connects him with others and it becomes social fabric. And so I saw very, very early on the value of education and social fabric through video games.
Yeah.
And so though it's not my main hobby. My main hobby is actually filmmaking, media, podcasting, archaeology, okay? Comedy, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm very much a go and do person, right? But I also recognize that whether it's Mormon culture adopting just Protestant Christian right in the 90s and trying to blame MTV for what is really the divorce epidemic and violent video games for what is really neglectful parenting, that video games aren't this like inherent evil. They're actually, it's just like rap. It's a medium. It can be used for good. It can be used for ill. It depends on how you use it. It's a tool. And educational video games especially, I know American geography because of where in America is Carmen Sandiego. Like I still remember half the capitals because of, I still remember my European geography because where in Europe is Carmen Sandiego, right? And so I learned.
It is a powerful media. I mean,
it's a powerful medium. I have gone to church every Sunday of my life, and I know where in Europe is Carmen Sandiego, and I know the Oregon Trail better than I know the timeline of the Old Testament because I had to play it. And so I thought, if we're languishing in Book of Mormon literacy and we're languishing in symbolic literacy, especially amongst young men, then we need to make a video game for it. It needs to be an educational video game. And so I'll start my 501c3, I'll start my business, I'll start my video game development firm based around that idea, and that's what we did.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I still remember Schoolhouse Rock when I was a kid. On Saturday mornings, we had you had all these cartoons and so forth, and in between every.
Did you have to mix the rabbit ears to make sure you got good reception?
Occasionally, I had to stand with one foot up and then kind of hold my hand in a certain direction there to get the reception on that thing.
All right, rock on, dude. Cool. I had to do that to get RoboCop, bro.
We used to think of snow when we heard of snow. We were talking about the TV and the static coming from the antennas and so forth. Yeah, it's so nice.
Are you talking about the snow that's never mentioned in the Book of Mormon?
Yes, that stuff. Yeah.
No, I'm totally just kidding. I don't know. Isn't that like one of the talking points, right?
It's the parking point for a lot of people.
Oh, okay, cool. Rock on. Sweet. This is so fun, by the way. Like, it is so fun coming to the Firm Foundation. The jokes that you can make and the reactions you can get from these people. Like that stone in a hat question I made in there, bro. They were ready to start a revolution.
It was awesome.
Like, that was so fun.
Yeah. Well, and I did have to ask the question, when you do this Book of Mormon video game, it has to be 100% heartlands. You know, I mean,
Well, the
how can
old
it
world,
not be?
like
I mean,
Israel, is not an actual state of the union, in case you were wondering. Although we did actually think about that from very
yeah.
early on. And so the truth is this: is do you play Magic the Gathering?
Uh,
Are you familiar with Magic the Gathering? It's a
what
collectible
is it?
card game. It's
Okay.
similar to kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but in
Okay.
print.
Okay. No.
And they come
No
out
idea.
and they come out with kind of expansion packs.
Yeah.
And the truth is that our video game is very focused on the old world. We're actually
Okay, yeah.
probably going to, we do ultimately want to finish the storyline of the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
But before we actually worry about New World Book of Mormon stuff, we're probably going to start branching out into church history. We're probably going to start branching out into interfaith stuff.
Cool.
Like if we already have the 6th century BC map of Jerusalem,
Yeah.
we're probably going to try and branch into maybe a modern church history part of the
Location?
game
Yeah.
that's in Jerusalem, because some of the greatest resource consumption and video game development is into actually the world creation.
Yeah.
So because Escape from Jerusalem is mostly set in the old world, we don't have a plan yet for what's going to happen in the new world. But it's really funny because our game dev.
I just want you to know that I'm here for you, bro.
I know you're here for me. But what's funny is our game dev team is a house divided.
Oh.
It's a house divided.
We can fix that.
And so, yes, I'm sure you can fix that. And so I told them all this. I said, look, I'm nipping this in the bud before it starts. We're doing both.
Oh.
We're doing both.
Oh.
And
okay.
and if it comes to a point where the game is so successful we can make it to the new world, I am going to make a Heartlanders version. You know what I'm saying? And if they want to buy it, like you can buy it. And I will consult Rod Meldrum and Brilla Hernandez and Ryan Nelson and all of the above as to where they're going to go. And I don't know the model well enough to say exactly how it's going to go. I know there's going to be a Madrid fault line. I know that there's going to be frickin' the Mississippi going backwards for a day. I know there's going to be, what else is really cool and awesome? The Mulekites. You guys answer the Mulekites like awesome.
The tower, you know, Noah.
The tower.
Looking off from Lookout Mountain.
Exactly.
I mean, that's going to be
and awesome. Then the Meso guys, man, if they want the Mesoamerican characters in the characters documents, they want the, what else is cool in Meso? I've interviewed so many episodes, I should know this.
Mentioned in the Book of Mormon.
Are there monkeys? Oh no, the snake thing is cool. Oh, but the swords of Shul, that's a cool. The volcanic and the Kurlams and Cumans being from Sumerian Rit. I'm going to get Jerry Grover in there, and he's going to be answering these questions.
We're talking about the giant volcanoes that are never mentioned in the Book of Mormon.
Well, but here's the question. See, so now I have to ask myself, what's going to be more punk rock? Like, so it used to be that the Heartlanders were the rebels. And if you put in the cheat code,
changing though.
I know. Well, so here's the deal. Brill will understand this. Nothing's cooler in a video game than a cheat code. Up, down, A, B, 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 A, B, up, down, A, B, 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 up, down, boom. And all of a sudden a new part of the game's unlocked, right? Now, nothing is cooler than a hidden level.
I have no idea about that.
You will, and I'm teaching you right now. So
A, B, A, B, up, down. Okay.
Whatever the code is.
Okay.
So if nothing is cooler than a hidden level in a video game, in fact, I would argue that the hidden level in a video game is cooler than the original level.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Do you want the original to be the Mesoamerican model, because that's the establishment model, the quote academic consensus model, the older model by, Sorensen, UCLA grad, and then you be the up, down, A, B, 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 A, B, B, B. Well, no, now you can say dead and you can throw shade on those guys and maintain your status as the hidden level, and then be kind of cooler and punk rock with the young guys. Or we can make you the main level, but then now you're the boring and stuffy.
All right.
And it's the Meso guys that are the up, down, A, B, 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 A, B, B, hidden level.
What about this? How about the Heartland is the main level, and then when you go into the other level, that's the imaginary area.
You're a savage, bro. You're an absolute savage, man. But you're awesome.
We'll go into Narnia level. There you go. So
that,
you go.
that map the
We'll
church
get out the
made.
Narnia map out. And,
The map
and
the
you
church
can map the whole
made.
thing, and you can play Narnia as if it was the Book of
Okay, the map the church made was about as cringe. The map the church made was about as cringe as the entire young men's presidency, falling short of putting on a skirt and getting pom-poms and cheering for Russell M. Nelson on his 100th birthday outside of the church office building. Did you see that?
I did not see that. I did
Oh,
not
no,
see that.
go look it up. It's still on Instagram. They didn't take it down. The entire young men's presidency got outside. It's the worst piece of media I saw all year. And our church made it. It is so cringe, man. So yeah, I'll give you a clip. I'll give you a
Okay,
clip.
there we go.
And then we'll
There
let
we
the audience decide.
Okay, there we go.
But anyway, no, it's gonna be fun. We're doing the video game. We're doing the Ward Radio digital mission, and we're even going to be hopefully making some movies next year, man. By the time you see me at another conference, if you don't come down, we don't record something in
we should do that again
in the studio.
Yeah.
I'll hopefully have some scripts in hands and filming dates made.
Wow.
For dude, I got so many stuff. I could talk to you for 3 hours.
Show, though? I mean, how's that? Is that still you're still doing that? I mean, basically. So
yeah.
How are you keeping up with all this? I mean, you got to be having some serious energy, drinks.
Yeah, I don't know how. Just lots of prayer, and I need to do more fasting. So
well,
anyway, yeah.
Well, that's two of us there. So yeah.
No, you're barrel chested in good health, dude. You're in better shape than I am, and you're like a decade. How old are you?
Old.
Oh, come on. What are you? You're not in your 60s yet,
62.
Right?
Yeah.
You're 62?
62, yeah.
Dear heavens, you're 2 decades older than me, and you look better than I do. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah, it's chasing the kids around, man. Chasing the the grandkids and stuff. Living on a mountain. I took a huge hike the other day and
really
went out in shorts like a dummy, and then ended up in snow up to my knees, and then scratched my shins all up and sunburned them and everything.
Dude, brutal.
I feel like a 20 year-old guy, would do.
You're not old till you start acting like it. You are not acting responsible.
Yes, well, it's like I tell people, I may be getting older, but I refuse to grow up. So, there we go.
That's why I like you, bro. That's why I like you, man.
Well, listen, thank you for coming all the way up here from LA and to hang with us and so forth. We're hoping you're having a good time here. We're glad that you are. I hope you get some sleep.
Oh, wait, we can't do that anymore. I'm a
that?
scuba diver. You can't they say that's like white supremacy or something.
Okay.
And with all these like Constitution Party people you have floating around, I don't want to, I was not going to say, don't want to give you a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we have to do like thumbs up or whatever it is. I just don't want to point at the camera like a politician. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, or do this this thing like this.
Oh, the Elon Musk salute? Yeah. Watch out, he's going to get clipped.
No,
you and you alone are responsible for what you do.
On to this one right here. None of that stuff.
Yeah, that one was Elon Musk throwing out his heart. I was like, I love you, Elon. But that one was like, you have to beg them. And don't do it a second time. He did it a second time. Yeah. It's just like, yeah, so anyway.
I didn't bring my War in Heaven hat that you gave me last time. I thank you for that. That was awesome. Got some
oh, and yeah, I didn't
have
a chance
to went out of the way to get me one that would actually fit my fat head. So
yeah,
it's great. We had some smaller ones or whatever.
Anytime, bro. Anytime, man.
All right, listen. Thank you again.
Oh, sweet.
All right. And
it's like a handful of bananas, man. It's like